We'll hear argument first this morning in Case 11-564, Florida versus Jardines. Mr. Garr.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice, and may it please the Court. In the 3 prior cases in which this Court has held that a dog sniff is not a search, this Court has emphasized that a dog sniff is unique, both in terms of the manner in which information is obtained and the nature of the information revealed. As to the latter point, this Court has emphasized that a drug detection dog reveals only the presence of contraband and that no one has a legitimate expectation of privacy in that.
I mean, that just can't be a proposition that we can accept across the board. Nobody under that view has an interest in contraband in their home. The question is, can you find out the contraband? It's just a circular argument. And in the Caballas case that talked about that, if I have the right name, that was where the contraband was visible. It was almost like the smoking gun falls out. Well, of course, there's no interest in the smoking gun when it falls out in front of you. So I just don't think that works.
Well, Justice Kennedy, in the Caballas case, the contraband wasn't visible before the dog alerted. In the home case, we're not saying that you don't have a legitimate expectation of privacy in the home. Of course you do. The question is whether you have a legitimate expectation.
So doesn't that mean that what's in your home that's not visible to the public has an expectation of privacy as well?
Not when it comes to a contraband, Your Honor. And we think that the Kylo case helps.
That is circular. Then why do you need a search warrant? If you have no expectation of privacy in the contraband, why bother even with a search warrant?
Because, Your Honor, when you have a search warrant and you go into a home, there's going to be a lot of private information that you're going to come across, even if your expectation is finding evidence of a crime.
Mr. Garr, does your argument mean, you say, minimally intrusive, and the dog will detect only contraband, that the police then are at liberty, say, to go into a neighborhood that's known to be a drug-dealing neighborhood, just go down the street, have the dog sniff in front of every door, or go into an apartment building? Is that I gather that is your position.
Your Honor, they could do that, just like the police could go door to door and knock on the doors and hope that they will find out evidence of wrongdoing that way. The two responses this Court has always pointed to is the restraint on resources and the check of community hostility. Here, the police were combating a serious epidemic of grow houses, hundreds of houses each year that were a scourge to the community, not only in terms just of the drugs that they were growing.
Suppose the house had on the lawn no dogs allowed.